Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I achieve this fairly simple look. Hopefully there's a few tips and tricks I have for you. Otherwise, this is a relatively easy look. If you're an experienced nail technician, this is nothing that you'd blink an eye at to achieve. So this is our previous set. Yeah, this set did not do well, and I spoke on that on the previous video. Okay, it was, I will say it's mostly this time because she went 4 weeks. I was relocating, and so the scheduling didn't work for us to do the every 3 weeks as we do. And I mentioned that before. My mother, these are my mother's nails. She doesn't fare well going more than 3 weeks. We've done it only a few times prior, and it just was not the best thing. So, and I also spoke to, if this is the first video you've seen of mine, if you've seen any recent ones during the pandemic of hers, I mentioned how the hand washing and sanitizing and things like that have really affected how her nails last. Before the pandemic, she didn't really have a problem except with her pointer finger, but now we're having more issues. I will say that this set that I'm currently doing, this green set, lasted beautifully. Okay, she didn't have really any issues when she came back after 3 weeks. So having her go in the appropriate amount of time, and then the method that I use in this video, the products that I use seem to work better. So let's get to what I'm actually doing. You see, I removed the previous design. She did have some lifting. She broke some nails, as you can see. So we're gonna have to fix those. I'm using the skiver bit to remove the cuticle off the nail plate. And then I went in with a crosscut bit just to take any remaining product off and etch the surface. I'm using the gel bottle ink clear rubber base as I've been using, but I'll be doing a kind of a PolyGel for this set, and it seemed to last better. I built the apex a little bit lower on this video. I didn't have them too thick, so just to kind of, supplement the possibility of lifting to make sure it's not too heavy. So I showed you this product. Again, I'm very, very, very sorry. It is a product that I am trying and sampling, but it is essentially what PolyGel is almost, or a very, very, very thick builder gel. It's like in between those two. It's kind of weird. It's thicker than builder gels that I've seen, but a little bit thinner than a PolyGel would be. And it's kind of, as it heats up or you move it around, it kind of loosens up a little. It's a really cool product. And once I, test it, I mentioned that I really like how it applied and wore. So, as I experiment with it more and I feel comfortable to tell you guys, I'll let you guys definitely know. So you can see I'm applying it like I do builder gel. I went in and applied a slip layer, a thin layer. I didn't cure, and then I took a bigger bead and applied it. And then I just went in and added, manipulated the product and moved it where I wanted it to be. So you'll see I'm going to go in and do a thin layer and swipe it down the nail, as you've seen. And I took a bigger bead, and I'm just moving it from the top down, and I'm just kind of just using the very tip of that brush just to move the product. It looks aggressive, and it's because it's sped up so much, but I'm really moving very lightly and just with the very, very tip of my brush just to move and manipulate that product. This product doesn't really run. Again, it's much thicker than a lot of builder gels, and it's really, again, it leans more to a PolyGel. It's just very clear. I know they're making better PolyGels these days with better clarity. Some of you guys have mentioned it before. If you know of some very super clear PolyGels, go ahead and let me know. I'd love to try them out, like very, very, very clear. Like if you're thinking it's better than, acrylic or similar to, or even the clarity of builder gel, let me know down below. So I'm just going ahead and building up the nails. And like I said, I lift these a little thinner than usual. I just wanted to try out balancing the nail a little bit differently than I usually do. You might not be able to tell the difference, but of course I've done my mom's nails a million times. So I just tried it a little differently. So I went ahead and got all those cured. I cure in between each of the fingers just to make sure product doesn't run, she doesn't hit them. And then I went ahead and shaped the nails off camera. I did not mention I did apply tips to the nails that were broken. She did have some lifting. I removed it. And then I just want to speak to, it's not what's happening on camera now. She does, because she had lifting, it does damage the nail plate. So she did have some damage to her nail plate. And also there is remaining products still on there from different sets. So you'll see her nail plate looks crazy. Some of that is because unfortunately she had to go so long. We don't want that. It's not okay. We want to prevent that. But also some of it is just remaining product that looks crazy on the nail. But back to what's happening now. I am using a smooth top bit or a safety bit, and I'm using a fine grit, and I'm just going in and shaping or finish filing the nail, or shaping the surface of the nail, if you will, and make sure there's no lumps and bumps. Again, I'm leaving this overall thinner nail in a way than I usually would. I have it even more tapered towards the cuticle area, and my apex isn't as high as I usually would form on her. I know it's kind of hard to tell because of the angles. Some people, when they see my videos, are like, you don't put an apex. I'm like, man, it's a lot of the angle. And then everybody has their way of doing nails. Some do very high apexes. Some of them, do them a little bit further down the nail. There's a gray area of what's right and what's wrong. There are certain things that are absolutely wrong. There's, and you will not achieve success. But there is a gray area of how you can balance a nail. So let's agree that there are a few different right answers, okay? That's all I'm saying. So after I use that fine grit bit, I'm using this crosscut bit. This is a diamond bit. I'm using this in the place of buffing and removing any little minor lumps and bumps. So after this, I don't have to go in with a hand buffer. It leaves a rough surface. It's smooth of lumps, but it's rough in texture, if that makes sense. So I'm using the Vetro Gold Line polish, Light Elegance Swing by Sweden. Oh my God. Y'all haven't seen me use many Light Elegance glitter gels. And I don't even know why, because they're very amazing. Oh my God. If you haven't experienced them and you're able to purchase them, I know you do need a license to purchase them directly from their website. I believe Skyline Beauty Supply may still sell them, and I don't think you need a license. Just double check, but just go ahead and Google and see if there's any retailers, if you don't have a license, that allow you to purchase them. If not, I'm so sorry. They want you to have a license for, whatever reason. I mean, not to minimize their reasons or anything like that. But, maybe you can find it. Definitely Google, look around, maybe try some like Canadian retailers or something like that. And just, see if you can find. But I definitely recommend. I'll just say that they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm just stuttering. But let me get back to this. So I polished the nails with that color. Beautiful color. It applies great against the Vetro Gold Line, and it was like the color was 772. You can go back and see it. So right now we're trying to determine what we want to do. We're doing something simple. We decided to do a loose glitter also in conjunction with a chunky one. So you can see that I'm rubbing that glitter on the nail. I'm burnishing it or applying it like you would a chrome. You can see it kind of leans towards more of that look, that kind of chrome look, if that makes sense. It's a little piecey because it's a little chunkier glitter. But she didn't like that. She wanted it just poured on, so it didn't have that chrome look. So I went ahead and used the gel bottle ink rubber top coat. You see me do it in a couple videos ago of me doing just raw glitter. So I went ahead and dumped that over. She didn't like it. I left this underneath as a base, that chrome look underneath, just because I did it on the first one. I didn't want to wipe it off, and I didn't want it to look different. If it gave it like a slightly different look, I didn't want them all to look different, so I just went ahead with the flow, applied a little, burnished it in, and then I used the Gel Bottle Inks rubber top coat. I applied it, I dumped that glitter on it, pushed it in, and then cured it. That's what I did. So very simple. And then I'll go and top coat it. She's not going to leave this glitter raw. I asked her if she wanted to, but she had a set, again, like 2 before this. It was like a mauve pinky set. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't. But so she didn't want to leave it the raw glitter, long story short. And she decided to do this glitter on this one nail only. And you can see I'm just doing an ombre. So I'm applying the glitter more concentrated towards her cuticle area and then fading it out as I go down the nail. And you'll see me, I tediously move individual glitters. Of course, this is sped up, but I'm just very particular about doing ombres, and I speak to it all the time. I take individual glitters and put them where I need to. I pick them up and replace them. I just want it to have just a nice flow. So that was that with that ombre. And we didn't know what to do with the rest of the nails, and she decided last minute she wanted to do another glitter nail on each hand. So it's basically the same thing. I wanted to keep it consistent. You do not need to do that first step where I burnish it in. Just because I did the first one, again, I didn't want it to look different, is why I just kept it consistent. I could have wiped it off and just went with this, but it didn't hurt nothing. It didn't add that much extra time. So that's not a requirement to achieve this look. Just finished with that. So afterwards, I go ahead and cure the glitters and everything, and then I'm top coating, as you see. And that's really that. I do want to add for the glitter nails, if you're going to top coat them, go ahead and do 2 coats of top coat. It will give you a much better look. That first layer is going to like soak into that glitter. It kind of almost absorbs it, and it won't be as shiny generally. And then also what you can do is you can go ahead and apply this top coat, this first layer, cure it. And if you have any pieces sticking out or you've lost your shape, go ahead and take your hand file and regain your shape. Be careful. You have to pay it real close attention and make sure that you don't file, too much of your color off. And be strategic, but you can regain your shape if you lost it by applying the layers of glitter and polish if you want to. So you apply the first coat, go ahead and cure, then go in with a second coat, and that way it'll be shinier and you won't have that texture either. So double coat your glitter, it'll be beautiful, it'll be smooth, and it'll be even shinier again because that glitter will absorb that top coat and you'll still feel a little bit of the texture. So go ahead. That's my tip from me to you. It's not the most amazing one ever, but if you ever experience that, this will, and if you haven't even you might not even notice that it's not as shiny as it could be, but go ahead and if you're trying it out, try and do 2 top coats and see if you prefer that, if you like the difference it makes. So that is the final look, you guys. Real simple look, real easy to achieve. I hope I've given you some kind of tip or trick, or if nothing else, help you fall asleep, give you some new information, help with your anxiety, help you relax, help you have a good night. So I really want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. I'm trying to keep it consistent for you guys. So I really, really, really want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to wear your mask, respect your neighbor, be kind, you guys. All right, bye. Oh, and keep a lookout for me and my love's new channel, Meet the Magnetics. Bye.